So, sitting here thinking about all sorts of things as I usually do, and I would like you all to think about something, and that is about what role you play in the community. Are you part of it? And by it, I mean the piece of the community, the people, the small group of people that constantly get stuck in and fix things, and they fill the gaps that are left by the non-functional municipality, council, whatever you want to call it, government. The people that you pay rates and taxes to, the people that are supposed to provide you with service, the people that you are not prepared to hold accountable. So that's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the small group of people within the community that continually contribute in all sorts of ways. And it's still a very small group. Are you part of that? Or are you part of the rest of the crowd that is too engrossed in your own day-to-day living, that you don't see the value in being part of that in any way whatsoever? Which part are you part of? I see people being very selfish recently, more so than ever before. And I see people only paying attention when whatever's going on affects them directly, whether it's the power goes off, or the water stops flowing, or heaven forbid the Wi-Fi stops working. That seems to actually cause more problem than anything else. Or the regular stuff like the roads, any of the stuff that you pay for and you aren't getting. And I see a lot of selfish people focused solely on that. Only when it affects them are they prepared to actually stand up and make a noise. They're not even prepared to come along to a meeting, have a discussion about it. It's like people don't want to think about it. And I get that it's unpleasant. One shouldn't have to think about it in a normal society. But then if you consider that you are living in a normal society, you are delusional. This is not normal. This is not the way it was or is supposed to be, but it is the way it is. So we'll be making some changes soon to this thing, this Helm, this community initiative. We planted that tree a long time ago, more than a decade ago. And it's been bearing fruit. It's helped keep things sort of ticking over. It's helped in some instances. It's not been great, but it's done a lot to alleviate some of the pressure, were it just to fall back on the municipality to do what they're being paid to do. Anyway, it's been going a while, and it's very easy to become despondent and wonder what it is that you are putting energy into. Will it ever get to a point where it becomes self-sustaining? I don't think so. Because I simply think that there aren't enough people to see the value in supporting it properly. But I would ask you to consider very seriously whether or not you think it's worth supporting the community around you, those people that do go out of their way to do things, to make sure that there's equipment available for when there's a fire, or that there's equipment available to fix roads and materials, that there are relationships with the law enforcement agencies that are so far out of their depth. It's madness. If you are thinking that the May election is going to have anything change, you are delusional about that as well. Even if another political party gets into power or control, they will still use the track record of the previous one as an excuse for why things are going to take decades to change. And they are going to take decades to change. They will. You can't break a thing in 3 decades and expect to fix it in a year. Not with the same mindset. So if you're one of those people that's thinking, well, we'll just hang on until May and vote and everything will be fine, I can tell you, you're probably going to vote for the wrong party anyway, because they're all the bloody same. And I say that with some conviction because I have spent a lot of time speaking with many of the political parties, not just one, many of them. And at the end of the day, they all sprout the same nonsense. They're all in the same bucket. They're all in the same game. So, I suppose the gist of this message is to consider where it is you fall within the community and where you see the value, where do you fit in? Do you think it's valuable to be part of something that people are pulling in the same direction for? Or do you just think that things are going to somehow get rosy and get better? Which part is the piece that you fall into? Give it some thought, because we're going to be changing things in the near future, and those that want to pull in the same direction will feel the benefit. Those that don't won't, unfortunately.